I've been here before. Boston 2017 was such an awful experience for me. I was 11 minutes off of my goal time that I had trained for. I felt like I was in the best shape of my life. It was so bad that I said I would never go back to Boston. Hey guys, so we are a week out from Grandma's Marathon. I ran Grandma's last weekend. If you follow me, you know that I was going for my first sub 3 hour marathon attempt, and I didn't hit my goal. Instead, I ran a 3:09:53, so about 10 minutes off of my goal time. This video is not a race recap. If you would like to read a race recap, I will link that up in the description to my blog post. But to kind of let you know what happened, I ran 16 miles, felt great, was on goal, and then around mile 16, I got awful leg cramps, ran the last 10 miles, doing basically a run walk, falling off of my goal, watching my time slip away. Pretty awful. So I'm here to talk about moving on from disappointing races. I've been here before. Boston 2017 was such an awful experience for me. I was 11 minutes off of my goal time that I had trained for. I felt like I was in the best shape of my life. It was so bad that I said I would never go back to Boston. If you follow me now, you know I just ran Boston again this year and had an amazing experience. So lots of development there. And I wanted to go over two things today with disappointing races. The first is that I think a lot of us feel like we're owed something on race day. We spend months training for a race and for a single day, and there's a lot that can go wrong. So we put in all this effort and we're sad, we're upset, we're angry, and that is totally okay. It's very valid. You should feel that way because it means that you care, it means that you put a lot of effort into it, and it's completely appropriate. After the race, I found Ricky. I cried for about 10 minutes straight. Throughout the day after the race, I burst into tears multiple times because I was so upset and disappointed with what happened. But a week later, I'm not sad about it anymore. I don't feel like something was owed to me on race day. I feel like I put in the work. It's great. I feel like I was very capable of running a sub 3 hour marathon, and something went wrong. And I think that's where we need to, instead of feeling like we're owed something, look at each race day and feel like, we can learn from these experiences. So race days that go well, race days that go bad, there's something to learn from each of them. And we need to take that time to reflect on them and then move on. So I'm still trying to figure out what went wrong. Either I was overhydrated or underhydrated. What am I going to do differently next time to make sure that that doesn't happen? And then what went well? For the first 16 miles, I felt great. What did I do well in that time that worked for me? Maybe what things in my training were beneficial that I can take into the next training. So it's okay to be sad, but don't sit in that for too long because that can make things unproductive for your next training cycle. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about was losing out on fitness. I think a lot of us think that if we don't hit our goal, we need to turn around and do another race very quickly, 3 weeks later, 8 weeks later, whatever, to get to our goal. And we've seen people who are successful at this. There's some people who can definitely do this. I've seen pros do this and get PRs, but I did this as well. In 2015, I ran 3 marathons back to back. I did one in December, one in February, one in May. So there's not a lot of recovery time in there. Those were about 10 weeks of training in between each race. There's not a lot of time to allow your body to recover, and there's not a lot of time to actually build up a decent amount of fitness to make you stronger. So I ran all 3 of those marathons in the same time. And at that point, I didn't realize that I was overtraining. So you're not gonna lose out on fitness. I just worked really hard for the last 6.5 months building up a fitness to make myself faster. And after an appropriate period of rest and recovery, I am going to not only mentally be ready to take on another hard training cycle and a race, but I'm going to be able to continue to build on the fitness I just built instead of overtraining myself. So just to recap that, it's okay to be sad. It's it's okay to be sad and angry and upset. Knowing that we're not owed anything on race day, that we do this because we love it, we want to get better. And then second, you're not going to lose out on fitness, so don't feel like you have to rush and turn around and do another race so that you can take advantage of all the work you just did. Give yourself that time to recover. So those are some things that I've learned over the last several years of running. And ultimately, I want to say thank you so much to everybody who texted, who tracked last weekend. It meant the world to me to know that there were so many people out there supporting me. The text that I got after the race from the people who still told me that they were really proud of all the work that I did and were still proud of the time that I ran despite not hitting my goal just gave me more fuel to continue to want to move forward with my goals and to go after the sub 3 hour marathon again. So I will be doing that at CIM. I will be doing weekly or bi-weekly training videos, so I'll give you some more insight into what my training looks like, what weekly things I'm doing to make myself better and more prepared this time around to chase that sub 3. So please be sure to subscribe and follow along. Thanks.